We can't trust Tyler Perry after he betrayed Sussex. Accidentally, the media mogul's revelations gave Harry and Meghan serious cause for concern. Their last-ditch effort to escape the plague, a thought that makes me sick to my stomach. Hello and thank you for tuning in to our UK Royal News Trend broadcast. Having just watched Harry and Meghan and posted an online review of my thoughts, my mouth was constantly agape as I was flabbergasted by their inability to see things from my point of view. 6 hours of moaning about one's problems feel like an eternity as the list of complaints grows longer and longer. After only a few hours, their grotesque self-centered preoccupation with themselves and their many fictitious tribulations become tiresome. At times, I find myself laughing out loud at how seriously they take themselves. Over time, their take on life's difficulties becomes funny, but initially, I'm just resentful that they get paid so much money for such nonsense. Towards the end of the series, in the final episode, it became entirely too much to suppress my gagging reflexes. The former royal family was troubled by the sudden end of their taxpayer-funded protection after they left the United Kingdom. I was taken aback by this development. Even though Harry didn't ask to be born a prince, he believes he should receive lifetime protection from the royal guard. The tone-deaf couple continues to sob over what Harry calls pain and suffering they endured during this bizarre event. On a Canadian island in a mansion borrowed from an oligarch, the beleaguered couple endured stifling conditions and grew increasingly frustrated by their unfair situation. Meghan recalls with disbelief, "They were about to pull our security. They can't feel safe without a team of professional bodyguards standing guard." The memory of Tyler Perry's congratulatory note to Meghan and Harry's engagement came to her suddenly. Even though he wasn't invited to their 43 million celebration, he wanted Meghan to know he was still praying for her. The two had never met, but he told her that he was like the godfather from a fairy tale and that she only had to call on him when she needed something. Attempting to break the ice, she dialed his number and they had their first conversation. Undoubtedly, Meghan told him stories of racist persecution in the United Kingdom and the jealousy she had inspired in the cold hearts of the Caucasian royal family. She felt more at ease after hearing Tyler Perry's words of comfort. He reassured them that he had been praying for them and offered them a free trip to Beverly Hills in his private jet. And as a nice bonus, he'd pay for their safety too. Hurrah! We were able to save them! The couple in exile portrays their plight as the worst possible tragedy for two people to endure. They both sound like they're fleeing the black-booted Gestapo and are desperate war refugees. Meghan repeats in a sober tone, her expression of apprehension clear that they were worried the border would close. Lamenting their shared ordeal, she reflects on it. They were picked up by a private jet, and during the flight, Harry and Meghan filmed themselves opening champagne bottles and celebrating. When they finally did show up, however, it was a major hassle to keep their location secret. Shh, say nothing to anyone. And what if they were found out? As they dove for cover, their paranoia grew and they acted as if they were attempting to keep more invading Nazis at bay. They put up a fence around the entire property so no one could look in while they relaxed by the enormous pool. Even so, a few drones continued to fly over the enormous property, disrupting the infant's nap. It's possible that this whole thing could make me laugh when they're complaining about the hassles of living in a gated residence in Beverly Hills. The idea that they'd be shivering with fear because the paparazzi were trying to take a picture of them without permission is laughable. The opposite actually happened. I became so enraged. While they were describing their time, the worldwide outbreak of the coronavirus was just getting started. The term COVID-19 quickly entered the lexicon, and its incorporation into our shared anxiety-inducing lexicon was palpable. Workers who weren't absolutely necessary were laid off. Having nowhere to go, parents were forced to keep their kids at home while schools were closed. There is a scene in the Netflix schlock-documentary where Harry and Meghan are sitting on a couch with huge windows behind them, and they're droning on and on about how hard it was for them to get where they are now. They attend meditation sessions filled up with uplifting mantras, which only serves to reinforce their already inflated sense of self-importance and superiority. They'll recover from their ordeal soon enough, and the dark forces that have plagued them will give way to the warm rays of the California sun. After living in the UK for a year and a half, Meghan felt cruelly sabotaged and was the target of widespread discrimination. They were too stupid to refuse her offer to be the new public face of the monarchy, even though no one recognized her greatness. She attended 72 official events in just over a year and was still not recognized for her efforts. According to her, one flight attendant knelt down by her side in a show of respect for all the selfless sacrifices she had made on the flight from the United Kingdom to North America. Someone had at last recognized the worth of her sacrifices. Her eyes welled up as she recalls how no one had ever thanked her for all she had done for a country that wasn't even her own. The two Sussex natives see themselves as role models of resilience and bravery in the face of unbearable persecution. Their heightened portrayals of victimhood will live on in infamy. Both take great glee in wallowing in self pity as they recount how badly they've been treated because they didn't get their way. They've spent the past 6 hours complaining about the monarchy and the media, even though those institutions have given them access to millions of dollars in a public forum to vent their frustrations. They are not ready to let go of their resentment, as they are certain that they did not merit the many wrongs they have had to overcome. Despite all their privilege, they see themselves as unjustly persecuted martyrs. While they're laughing all the way to the bank after cashing a 9-figure check from Netflix, they think the world isn't fair. Meanwhile, a lot of people are still picking themselves up after what has been a rough few years for everyone. We are scrambling to get by for the holidays with just enough money to pay the bills. By economizing and making do, some of us manage to pay the bills and still have enough money left over to buy cheap toys for our kids. We would give anything for a chance to spend just one more moment with the loved ones we've lost along the way, and we mourn their passing deeply. Let me know if and when Harry and Meghan get a swift kick in the rear from anyone. I really want someone to take a picture of that because I would love to have a copy of it framed in my house. And that's it for today. What do you think of them as a couple? Don't be shy, share your thoughts in the comments section below, and let's have a little chat about that hypocritical couple. If you enjoyed my video today, please feel free to like and share. Additionally, if you have enjoyed our video so far and would like to see more related to UK royal news trend, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once again, I appreciate your attention. Have a good night and I'll see you in the morning.